Last time on Blaselocke, we made new friends, we got stronger, and we brought it to Lieutenant Surge in Vermilion City. With our sights set on Celadon City, we made it through the rock tunnel in peace, but nothing could have prepared us for the Fridays to be shamed twice, shrinking our maximum party size down to just 4. Is 2/3 of a team enough to deliver us safely through the challenges Celadon City has to offer us? Blaselocke bids farewell to Season 11 of Blaseball, right here, right now. It's Blaseball. It's Nuzlocke. This is Blaselocke. The Fridays now have a winning record, so we're hoping that we're going to win some games here. Since we've been shamed twice, our maximum team size is down to 4. We have Violence, Fletcher II, Bugsnax, and Commissioner Vapor. We do have Pokemon in our shadows still. We have Rod Internet in the shell. And in our shadows, we have quite a few Pokemon. We got Finn James, Spears Taylor, Flyout, Dallas Snakes, Flowers, Jacob Winter, and Juice II. So we actually have a decision to make. We could go fight the gym in Celadon City. If we defeat the gym leader there, then we would be able to unshell Rod Internet. Or we could go straight to the game corner. I think the game corner is a bit easier with lower level Pokemon, but our type coverage isn't the best for it. I want to level up Violence, who is our lowest level Pokemon at the moment, but the game corner might not be the best place to do that, simply because there's going to be lots of rock and ground types. Yeah, we're going to do the game corner with just the 4 Pokemon. Fridays are already up by 1. Alright, who could tank a potential Hyper Fang? 40. I guess it has to be Fletcher II. Don't like Tail Whip. In fact, I'm gonna try Whirlwinding this. That's better. I really don't want to take that risk. Switching to Commissioner Vapor just because effectively our defense has to be less than Fletcher II after those tail whips. Okay. Mildly scary, but not the worst. I don't remember the layout of this dungeon particularly well, so I'm just gonna try and do all the battles that I can. Raticate is scary. I don't want 2 Raticates. I am not taking any chances. 2 rats. 2 rats! Too many rats. I wish we had Juice II in the party right now. We could have 3 many rats. Hyper Fang is so scary. We are up 2-0. I need a key for this. The Breath Mints are now in the lead by 1. So they're coming up from behind. Yeah, once you get the pendants leveled up and you can idle around, it makes sense to just get the passive income, which is something lore-wise that I think they're gonna have to come down on eventually, and it's gonna be fun to see how they handle that. Top of the 8th, the Breath Mints are up by 2. Alright, we got that, now we can heal up and do the rest of this. It appears we've lost to the Breath Mints, even though we were ahead to start with. So I have to shell somebody before I do anything else. This person is in my way, so I guess I have to do the battle regardless. Bugsnax has put in enough work, so I think Bugsnax is going to go in the shell for now. And since we can fill up our party still, we might as well get some rat fights in. How can you not see the beauty of our evil? What evil beauty does this trainer bestow upon us? There's an Ekans. Alright, it's boss time. Everybody should be healed up. Violence in front. Okay, let's do it. I'm taking a risk here that this Rhyhorn doesn't know Horn Drill, and if it knows Horn Drill, then that it doesn't hit. Horn Drill can't hit Pokemon of a higher level. I didn't know that. That's news to me. I don't like these strong attacks. I used Sand Attack. Why are you doing this? There we go. If one of these crits, I swear to God. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. There's no way. Alright. That tail whip scared me. Even with a couple of sand attacks. Those mega punches were very scary. Alright. So we're gonna heal up and we should have a decently easy time at the gym. If we defeat the gym, we're going to be able to unshell one Pokemon and also raise our party maximum size back to 5. Considering that we're going to the gym, it might be a good idea to get the Fly HM. So what are we gonna replace with Fly? Whirlwind is really good. The thing is now, though, that we have Violence, we have Roar. So I think I'm willing to let Violence be the one that can have that sort of move for now. So hopefully we can level up, Violence pretty well here. We're just taking care of the 4th gym right now. Trying to get some experience on our very nice Growlithe named Violence. Alright, Blaseball has begun once again. We are fighting the Millennials. I gotta change Ember to first. I keep opening with Bite by mistake. Alright, here comes the gym battle. We're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna try and have Violence do most of the work, and if Violence gets into trouble, we definitely have Fletcher II as a backup. I don't think we're gonna have much trouble with this.
2-2.
Unless I open with Bite again. Yeah, it's gonna be nice to unshell a Pokemon and get up to maximum team size 5. That's gonna make me feel a lot more comfortable. Okay. That acid was a little bit scary, but we got through it. And with that, we have defeated Erica here in the Grass-type gym. That entitles us to, as previously mentioned, unshell one of our Pokemon, as well as increase our maximum team size back up to 5. So we have 2 shelled Pokemon right now. We have Bugsnax and we have Rod Internet. Rod Internet, I don't know if Rod Internet is going to be super useful at the moment. So I think it's going to be Bugsnax for now, just because Bugsnax has a lot of utility regardless. And now that our max party size goes up by 1, we can return someone. It's pretty clearly going to be either Flowers, Jacob Winter, or Bug Snacks. What I'm thinking is, since we're behind at the top of the 7th here, I might actually do the idle board tactic where we stack the team with somebody. So we have Finn James for that, for the time being. Alright, we are down 5-0. I started the stream being like, wow, the Fridays have a winning record for once. But we're not seeing that here. Fletcher hits a ground out, and that's the game. We have lost to the Millennials, so we have to shell somebody. We have set ourselves up for somebody to take the hit here. It is going to be Finn James. And in the party, let's see. I think it's going to be Bug Stacks for now, and if that turns out to be the wrong decision, we're going to be able to change that. It's not a problem. I'm putting Violence in front because Violence, especially in the rival fight that's upcoming, could use Roar if we don't get a good start. But we'll see. Strong words from the Rogue Umpire. And of course we're opening with Pidgeotto. So I'm just gonna put in our own Pidgeotto, Fletcher the second. Well, I didn't think that through. Alright, Gyarados, huh? Okay. So, maybe I should have unshelled Rod Internet, I guess. Well, that's not ideal. Sleep, please. Okay. Yeah, this is a nail biter. At least this is an easy decision. We can get Commissioner Vapor in here. The special attack is probably going to make this pretty easy. Yeah, easy as that. Hoping Fletcher the second has the speed here. I don't want to take very many hits. Not so bad. Yeah, see, we're good. That special defense, though. Alright, we got through it. And perhaps more importantly, since we fought a Pidgeotto in a trainer battle, that counts, we can unshell somebody. It's gonna be the one and only Rod Internet. Since we're fighting lots of ghosts, potentially, I think Juice is gonna take a break. I forget if dark moves are good or bad against ghost types. Because if they're good, then it makes sense to have Violence up front and doing Bite. You always bellow, "Eat the ghost," when I have a Pokemon with Bite or Crunch and you're fighting ghost types. Yeah, makes sense. Eat the ghosts! Alright, here's our wild encounter. Level 13. I don't know if we can do anything with a level 13 Pokemon at this stage of the game, but we can try. Alright, we got a Ghastly. I don't know if we're ever going to use this Ghastly, but we have one regardless, so we have to name a Ghastly. We could go with Dreamy, the player who is currently on the Fridays and was a longtime player for the Crabs. The Crabs and the Fridays agree all about Dreamy. We have to go back and put them away because our maximum party size is still 5. Give me blood. If that's not a Blaseball quote, then I don't know what is. Alright, we're gonna have to fight the Marowak up here, so I'm gonna trust Commissioner Vapor with that one. Alright, easy as that. Rest in violence, Marowak. Absolutely not. We are not learning self-destruct. Is Golbat part flying? I'm wondering if that should count toward the flying type in a trainer battle. I want to lean no because that's already, like, the shelling mechanic is already proven to be somewhat easy. That's a good metric. If Faulkner wouldn't use it, then it ain't a bird. I like that line of thinking. Alright, we have the Poke Flute, which means that we could potentially get the Snorlax because we did not get a catch encounter. We chose to bypass that. So what I think we're gonna do with that actually is that if we have to fight a Snorlax, then Snorlax's defense is super, super high, such that we need Jacob Winter to put in work. We can temporarily put Rod Internet away, even though we'll come back for Rod Internet. Got about 5 minutes until Blaseball returns. Yeah, I don't like that. Blaseball is back. Game 2 of 3 against the Millennials. Alright, well, we tried. So with that over with, we're gonna put Rod Internet back in for Jacob Winter. Jacob Winter can rest for a bit. Violence, I think, doesn't need the work right now. At least temporarily while we work up Juice Collins the second.
Juice Collins strikes out swinging.
Even if we're underleveled for some of these battles, I do want to at least, like, attempt to get to the grass and get a catch encounter out of it. And we get into the grass here. Well, we don't have a Furo, that's for sure. I'm gonna take the gamble that we have the speed. We don't have the speed. Okay. Well, we got the sleep, so that's okay. Alright, we got a Furo. So, I'm sorry, Spears Taylor, our Spearow, but now we have a Furo. Don't know what we're gonna name a Furo. Let's see. Fears Taylor. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I can't argue with that right off the bat. That's great. We do have to keep our maximum party size down. For the time being. Friday's win! We pulled it off. Alright. No, I don't want to battle! I'm trying to pause and fly! So we do get an additional catch encounter out of that here on the cycling path, but I need to heal first, and I need to put away Fierce Taylor. So Fierce Taylor enters the shadows. We don't have to shell anybody because we won Friday's win! Alright, this is a new one. We don't have a Doduo. Base Runner is a pretty good one. Let's see. Yeah, I think it'll be Base Runner. Into the shadows with Base Runner. So let's see if we can get down here relatively safely. I want to make the catch before we get into any big trainer battles. Alright, Fuchsia City, here we are. We can heal up. On Route 18, though, we are entitled to get a catch. I don't necessarily want to fight any of these guys because I know they are all like bird keepers. I remember that, so it's like we can keep these guys on deck for when we actually need to unshell Pokemon. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to make a catch here that isn't a duplicate. We can make a note that we technically have a wild catch here available to us. Now that we can fly back to Celadon City and do whatever it is that we need to do to get in to Saffron City. So we made it to Saffron City, yay! I think I am going to leave it off here because I don't want to introduce too much of a backlog, but at the same time I do want to pick it up from here because I know we're going to go several weeks without any Blaseball. Before I leave, I will take an inventory of every Pokemon that we've got right now. So our maximum party size is 5 right now. On our team we have Bugsnax, Fletcher II, Rod Internet, Juice II, and Commissioner Vapor. In the shadows we have Violence, Spears Taylor, Flyout, Dallas Snakes, Flowers, Base Runner, Dreamy, Jacob Winter, and Fierce Taylor. Shelled we have just Finn James, and the Hall of Flame thankfully has not changed.
Next time on Blaselocke. I don't know. You see, Blaseball's not back yet. The content of this episode was the last footage I recorded before the Grand Siesta kicked in back in October. I kept it in the shadows, so to speak, so that I could release at least some Blaselocke during the siesta. So when the Commissioner announced the ILB's intent to resume play in February, I knew it was time to deliver. I don't know what Blaseball will look like when it returns, but Blaselocke will be right there with it. I'll see you there. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart for tuning in, especially after all this time. When Blaselocke is back at it, you'll be able to watch the full run streams on Twitch as they happen, and catch the episodic highlights right here on YouTube. So if that sounds good to you, I always appreciate it when you like and subscribe. I hope you're looking forward to more Blaselocke as much as I am. I'll see you then.